Now, Zedavah Amy O's Yasharal, the Crown Prince of Israel, keyboard warrior. Let me show you people the pride of One West. Okay? These wizards. The founders were clearly Jesuits. These wizards had passed on a teaching that completely contradicts the Bible. Many people know that teaching, and the luster of One West has been eliminated a year and a half, 2 years ago. Okay, because people that come around and they understand that they're Israelites, they begin to study. They begin to learn the Bible. The Bible makes sense to anyone with the brain, not just you people in One West. Okay, the Bible will see it way before you. Okay, so let me allow new people into this nationality to understand one thing. The purpose of a camp is to conclusively show you that you're an Israelite. Okay? There is no other purpose of a camp. They're supposed to get you to understand that you're an Israelite so that you can have an affinity for the Bible and study for yourself. Also, if you choose to stick around them, they offer you discipline, like a military school or something. They also remind you of the culture of the ancient Israelites so that we can get back to some of those standards. Hopefully all of them. Now, what they are supposed to be doing is coming together and forming a government. Instead, what they do is stand on the corner and tell everyone their transgressions. Okay? Which is commanded by the Bible. There are other commandments in the Bible that they should do as well. Okay? One of those commandments is forming a government. Another commandment is coming together and electing a leader over them, according to Hosea 1:11. Now I'm going to show you so that you can learn how to overcome their magic spells, because that's what they are. They're magicians. You, assuming that you're dumb and that they're intelligent because they mock you so often, your logic just leaves your mind, and their magic overrides your thinking capacity. They interject what they want you to think into the biblical text. I'm going to show you an example of this now. Okay. Now, did you hear that? It said when he first started out, the very first thing he interjected into the text was, that's talking about Solomon. Okay, so let's read it as is. 2 Samuel 7:13. Let me go up a little bit for you. 2 Samuel 7:11. And as since the time that I commanded judges to be over my people Israel, and have caused thee to rest from all thine enemies. Also the Lord tells thee that he will make thee a house. And when thy days be fulfilled, and thou shalt sleep with thy fathers, I will set up thy seed after thee, which shall proceed out of thy bowels, and I will establish his kingdom. He shall build a house for my name, and I will establish the throne of his kingdom forever. I will be his father, and he shall be my son. If he commit iniquity, I will chasten him with the rod of men, and with the stripes of the children of men. But my mercy shall not depart away from him, as I took it from Saul, whom I put away before thee. Okay, so let me stop here and show you that this is all talking about the exact same person. It's not talking about Solomon here and a Hamashiac there. This is all talking about Hamashiac. See that? But let him tell it. Every time this phrase is spoken, he puts a magic spell into the atmosphere. He shall build a house for my name. That was talking about Solomon. That was talking about Solomon. That was talking about Solomon. Over and over and over again until you believe it. Well, the Bible tells you not to repeat yourself that many times because it just is worthless to do so. But my mercy shall not depart from him as I took it from Saul, whom I put away before thee. And thine house and thine kingdom shall be established forever before thee. Thy throne shall be established forever. So this is talking about the throne of David being established forever through Hamashiach, not Solomon. So you cannot interject anywhere in this prophecy by Nathan that any part of it is talking about Solomon. According to all these words and according to all this vision, so did Nathan speak unto David. Okay, back to the video so you can hear the wizardry of any One West member so that you can know how to overcome that and accept what's written in the text. Oh my goodness, you couldn't even hear the what the gentleman was saying. Excuse me, you're about to hear it now though. Just bear with me while I plug in my speakers. Start this over for you.
About Solomon, come on. And he shall build an house for my name. Which we know is talking about Solomon, come on. And I will establish the throne of his kingdom forever. Now, does Solomon's kingdom last forever? No. But what this is letting you know is that there was going to come a king from that particular lineage whose throne the Most High was going to establish forever, which we know is Yahushua, Jesus Christ. Come on. I will be his father, and he shall be my son. If he commit iniquity, I will chasten him with the rod of men and with the stripes of the children of men. Right. But my mercy shall not depart away from him, as I took it from Saul, right, whom I put away before thee. Right. And thine house and thy kingdom shall be established forever before thee. Right. So whose kingdom was established forever? Yahushua, Jesus Christ. So what is this alluding?
Yahushua's kingdom was established forever, who I call Emmanuel Hamashiach of Nazareth. Yet one phrase in that entire prophecy is talking about Solomon. How he got to that, came to that conclusion is by strict hypnosis. Later on in this video, you'll see that his teacher, Ariah, would repeat the exact same verse over and over and over and over and over again and interject the word Solomon into that part. That gave him a strong delusion, a strong hypnosis to believe that Solomon was talked about in that prophecy.
So this is letting you know that the Most High was telling David that from his lineage was going to come the son that was going to sit on the throne forever, which was Jesus Christ. And what was the prophetic lineage? Solomon, because Solomon came first. And when you go to the book of Matthew, the first chapter,
he said that the prophetic lineage was Solomon, and the reason that Solomon was the prophetic lineage is because he came first. You see his homeboy right here? He's like, I can't believe this guy just said that. The reason Solomon was the prophetic lineage is because he came first. Okay, you got Esau, you got countless examples that you can go through to obliterate that Pharisee talk right there. You can't just imagine why something was a prophetic lineage. You have to go by what the Bible tells you the prophetic lineage is. Okay? And the lineage from the beginning of time before the kings and judges was always the prophets. And Nathan was the prophet.
let's get that. Matthew chapter 1. Old Samuel's in Matthew chapter 1 real quick. Thy throne shall be established forever. Right. We're going to come back to Samuel. Let's get Matthew chapter 1 real quick. Because now we're going to find out whose lineage actually fits that prophecy. Is it Christ? Is it Mary? Or is it Joseph? Let's find out. Matthew chapter 1, and we can start from verse 6. Read it nice and slow.
Matthew chapter 1, verse 6. And Jesse begat David, the king. And David the king begat Solomon.
David begat.
They were brought to Babylon. Jeconiah begat a king.
That Joseph's lineage goes directly back through David and Solomon. So his lineage.
And Jacob begat Joseph, the husband of Mary, of whom was born Jesus, who is called Christ.
So what is that showing you? That's showing you that Joseph's lineage goes directly back through David and Solomon. So his lineage fits the prophecy that we read in the book of 2 Samuel chapter 7.
It only fits because you force it in there to fit. Now, watch the tactics of ridicule that make you embarrassed and make you feel like he's more intelligent than you. Okay? Even though the Bible has been around way longer than this gentleman has been born. This Israelite has been born.
In verse 12. So if you come to the New Testament and you come to another conclusion, once again, we're not going off.
You're going off.
Go back to.
See that? That's just don't be afraid of this technique.
And you come to another conclusion, once again, we're not going off. You're going off. Go back to 7.
He's wagging the finger and pointing at you, saying that you're going off because you're reading the Bible as is, and the prophecy clearly is talking about Hamashiac all the way through from beginning to end. Yet he wants to interject Solomon in one phrase in that entire prophecy.
7, let's go do it one more time. 2 Samuel chapter 7. Start from verse 12 one more time. I remember when we used to be in the old school, and every Sabbath service, and I mean every Sabbath service, Ariana would be going over the same scriptures week in and week out. And I'll be like, come on, man, go into something else. You know what I'm saying?
They tried to screw up the audio on that part, but it's all good.
And I'll be like, come on, man, go to something else. You know what I'm saying?
See how they tried to screw up the audio. See that?
Am I lying? No. Same scriptures.
Same
I
scriptures.
cannot understand why.
You couldn't understand why. Yeah, you still don't understand why. The reason he was going over it over and over and over again is to interject what he wanted you to think. And since you cannot think for yourself, your hypnosis is still with you today.
Why? Because in the last days, men shall, what? Each of themselves teachers having itching ears, man, and be carried away unto fables in the last days. But the Most High didn't purpose for everybody to be carried away by it. And through the spirit of Hamashiac and Hamashiac, the Most High drilled these scriptures in our minds. And that's why when all these doctrines start coming out, man, the Most High allows us to be able to go into these doctrines, man, and take them apart. You understand that? So read 2 Samuel chapter 7, verse 12 again.
And when thy 2 Samuel chapter 7, verse 12, and when thy days be fulfilled, and thou shalt sleep with thy fathers, I will set up thy seed after thee, which shall proceed out of thy bowels.
So that's referring to Solomon. That part is referring to Solomon. Come on.
That part is referring to Solomon. He just made it up out of thin air, as if David had no other children.
And I will establish his kingdom. He shall build an house for my name.
And that part is talking about Solomon. Come on.
That's wizardry. That is wizardry at its finest. That is magic. Only a magician would do something like that and continue to say something that is not in the text, that cannot be proven by any other text, that he shall build a house for my name. Okay. Undoubtedly, he may say, did not Solomon build the first temple? We're not talking about the first temple. We're talking about the house that is built by the person who will establish the throne of his kingdom forever. So the house is built by the he here is Hamashiac. The he is not Solomon. Okay. So that magic trick does not work on me, because you can't just put one verse in front of me and expect me to accept it like pastors do and make a whole sermon out of that one verse. It's impossible for an intelligent person to fall for that trick.
And I will establish the throne of his kingdom forever.
That part is not talking about Solomon.
That part is not shaking his head talking about Solomon. Okay, now, man, I can go through this whole video and pick it apart piece by piece, but I just wanted you to see over and over again that he's interjecting Solomon into the text. And based on his hypnosis, that he imagines that Solomon is in the text for some imaginary reason. Okay, but any intelligent person knows that there are three temples talked about in the Bible: the first temple, the second temple, and the third temple. The first temple is the temple Solomon built. The second temple is Zerubbabel rebuilt, and then the third temple is the temple that Hamashiac built, and that is the temple that the Most High dwells in, and that is the Comforter. The Comforter dwells in the third temple, and quite a few times in the text, the Most High asked for a house to be built for him, and that is a holy temple. The temple is just a shadow of the human body, a mature human, a human who reaches full potential, as Hamashiach did. All right, so let me read this again without the words. That's Solomon. That's Solomon. That's Solomon. That's Solomon. All in your ear, because you could fall for that hypnosis as well. Okay. Let's start up here in the whole prophecy. 2 Samuel 7:4. And it came to pass that night that the word of the Lord came unto Nathan, saying, Go and tell my servant David, thus saith the Lord, shalt thou build a house for me to dwell in? See, that is the complication that the highest wants to see on earth. And then he reminisces about when he took his children out of Egypt. Whereas I have not dwelt in any house since the time that I brought up the children of Israel out of Egypt, even to this day, but have walked in a tent and in a tabernacle. See how he misses the days that he could walk in among men. You see, he misses these days. He said, are you going to build a house for me, David? Because I haven't dwelt in a house since I took the children of Israel out of Egypt. In all the places wherein I have walked with all the children of Israel, spake I a word with any of the tribes of Israel, whom I commanded to feed my people Israel, saying, why build ye not me a house of cedar? See, he asked them, why didn't you build me a house out of wood? Okay, now therefore, so shalt thou say unto my servant David, thus saith the Lord of hosts, I took thee from the sheepcote, from following the sheep, to be ruler over my people, over Israel. And I was with thee whithersoever thou wentest, and have cut off all thine enemies out of thy sight, and have made thee a great name, like unto the name of the great men that are in the earth. Moreover, I will appoint a place for my people Israel, and plant them, that they may dwell in a place of their own, and move no more. Has this happened? Moreover, I will appoint a place for my people Israel, and will plant them, that they may dwell in a place of their own, and move no more. That has not happened. We were driven to every country on the face of the earth. Later on, in the future, we're going to be in a place where we no longer have to move, neither shall the children of wickedness afflict them anymore, as before time. We're still being afflicted. So this is a future prophecy that is not happening. And this whole thing is talking about Hamashiac. And as since the time that I commanded judges to be over my people Israel, and have caused thee to rest from all thine enemies, also the Lord telleth thee that he will make thee a house. See that? And since the time that I commanded the judges over the people, my people Israel, and have caused thee to rest from all thine enemies, also the Lord telleth thee that he will make thee a house. He's going to make Israel a house. Okay? And when thy days be fulfilled, and thou shalt sleep with thy fathers, after David dies, I will set up your seed after you. See that? David was still alive when Solomon was alive. I will set up your seed after you, which shall proceed out of your bowels, and I will establish his kingdom. His kingdom, he, which is the same as his kingdom. This is all talking about Hamashiach. Establish his kingdom. He, Hamashiach, shall build a house for my name. You see that? This dude kept saying at this point, that's talking about Solomon. 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 It's not talking about Solomon. It's talking about Hamashiach. And I will establish the throne of his kingdom forever. These three his, he, and his is talking about Hamashiach. They don't go Hamashiach, Solomon, Hamashiach. You're talking in complete hypnotism, complete wizardry. That's a magic spell. And I'm going to break it today. I will be his father. The Most High will be Hamashiach's father. The his all through this prophecy is talking about Hamashiach, and he shall be my son. If he commit iniquity, which he didn't, I will chasten him with the rod of men and with the stripes of the children of men. But my mercy shall not depart away from him, as I took it from Saul, whom I took away before thee. And thine house and thy kingdom shall be established forever before thee. Thy throne shall be established forever. According to all these words and according to all this vision, so did Nathan speak unto David. Where you get Solomon in there is completely ridiculous. Okay. Son of David. I'm going to look this up really quickly before I move on to the next portion of this reality check. And it came to pass after this that Absalom, the son of David, had a fair sister, whose name was Tamar, and Amnon, the son of David, loved her. Okay, so you understand here already by just these two names that David had other sons other than Solomon. So his imagination that Solomon was supposed to be some type of amazing, superior, never-ending kingdom is completely erroneous and retarded. Okay, Solomon fell off. Okay, this is what I'm going over next. 1 King 11:1. But King Solomon loved many strange women, together with the daughter of Pharaoh, women of the Moabites, Ammonites, Edomites, Zidonians, and Hittites, of the nations concerning which the Lord said unto the children of Israel, you should not go in to them, neither shall they come in unto you, for surely they will turn away your heart after their gods. Solomon clave unto these in love, and he had 700 wives, princes, and 300 concubines, and his wives turned away his heart. For it came to pass when Solomon was old, that his wives turned away his heart after other gods, and his heart was not perfect with the Lord his God, as was the heart of David his father. For Solomon went after Ashtoreth, the goddess of the Zidonians, and after Milcom, the abomination of the Ammonites. And Solomon did evil in the sight of the Lord, and went not fully after the Lord, as David his father, as did David his father. Then did Solomon build a high place for Chemosh, the abomination of Moab. That's 3 idols already, in the hill that is before Jerusalem, and for Molech, that's the 4th idol, the abomination of the children of Ammon. And likewise did he for all his strange wives, which burnt incense and sacrificed unto their gods. So that's 700 idols. He did this, okay? And the Lord was angry with Solomon because his heart was turned from the Lord God of Israel, which had appeared unto him twice, and had commanded him concerning this thing, that he should not go after other gods. But he kept not that which the Lord commanded. So for you to put Solomon on a pedestal is wizardry. You are a warlock. Anyone who teaches that Solomon is still the king and that Hamashiach sits on the throne of Solomon is a warlock. Wherefore the Lord said unto Solomon, forasmuch as this is done of thee, and thou hast not kept my covenant and my statutes, which I have commanded thee, I will surely rend the kingdom from thee, and will give it to your servant. Wherefore the Lord said unto Solomon, forasmuch as this is done of thee, and thou hast not kept my covenant and my statutes, which I have commanded thee, I will surely rend the kingdom from you, and I will give it to your servant. Notwithstanding in your days, I will not do it for David, your father's sake, but I will rend it out of the hand of your son. So he rent the kingdom, the Most High rent the kingdom out of the hand of Solomon's son, but he did not take it away from David. Notwithstanding in your days, I will not do it for David, your father's sake. Okay, so he's not going to take away the kingdom from Solomon for the sake of David, but he's going to take it away from his son. Okay. Howbeit, I will not rend away all the kingdom, but will give one tribe to your son for David, my servant's sake. Howbeit, I will not rend away all the kingdom, but will give one tribe to your son for David, my servant's sake, and for Jerusalem's sake, which I have chosen. And the Lord stirred up an adversary unto Solomon, Hadad the Edomite. He was of the king's seed in Edom. Okay. For it came to pass when David was in Edom, and Joab, the captain of the host, was gone up to bury the slain, after he had smitten every male in Edom. For 6 months did Joab remain there with all Israel, until he had cut off every male in Edom. That Hadad fled, he and certain Edomites of his father's servants with him, to go into Egypt, Hadad being yet a little child. Okay. So I just wanted to show you that the kingdom was taken away from Solomon through Solomon's son. Okay. Now, who was Solomon's son? Everyone knows when this happened, when this was fulfilled. But the wizard doesn't want you to see this verse. And then when he doesn't even go over the verse. And then when he does go over the verse, he makes up more magic spells. I don't know how people fall for it. It's so strange to me. Okay. But to the land whereunto, we're going to go with Jeremiah 22:27. But to the land whereunto they desire to return, thither shall they not return. Jeremiah 22:28. Is this man Coniah a despised broken idol? Is he a vessel wherein is no pleasure? So the Most High mocked Coniah as the 700 idols that Solomon made for his strange wives. Wherefore art they cast out, he and his seed, and are cast into a land which they know not. O earth, 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 hear the word of the Lord. Thus saith the Lord, write ye this man childless, a man that shall not prosper in his days, for no man of his seed, no man of Coniah's seed shall prosper, sitting upon the throne of David and ruling anymore in Judah. Okay, so now we found out that this will go to the throne will go to Solomon's servant. Okay. All right. Allow me to reintroduce his stuff right fast here, because his own video destroys his reputation.
About Solomon, come on. And he shall build an house for my name.
I don't want to hear the magic words anymore. I want to go to his diagram here.
When all these doctrines start coming out, man. So he said, activate, which shall proceed out of thy bowels. That's referring to Solomon. That part is referring to Solomon. Come on. And I will establish his kingdom. He shall build an house for my name. And that part is talking about Solomon. Come on. And I will establish the throne of his kingdom forever. That part is not talking about Solomon.
See that? It's just completely absurd.
What this is showing.
Now, let's go here to his diagram. Or his own diagram that he interjected into his own video with a card. Destroys him. If you look at this diagram here, the house of David, there is a son here, Solomon, and there's a son here, Nathan. He admits in this video that this lineage belongs to Mary. This whole entire lineage is Mary's lineage. He admits in the video that this lineage through Solomon is Joseph. He admits that in the video. Let me find it for you.
Luke chapter 1 verse 32. He shall be great and shall be called the Son of the Highest. And the Most High shall give unto him. Start from verse 30. So that's my fault. Start from verse 30. Luke chapter 1 verse 30. And the angel said unto her, Fear not, Mary, for thou hast found favor with the Most High. Right. And behold, thou shalt conceive in thy womb. The woman conceives by laying down with a man, and that man plant his seed in that woman. Like we read in Wisdom of Solomon 7. Come on. And bring forth.
That's magic. That's complete magic. Because now you're saying something that's not there, basically. Okay. So I'm just gonna go on and look at this strange son he got here anyway.
A son, and shall call his name Jesus, which in the Hebrew is Hamashiac. Come on. And he shall be great, and shall be called the Son of the Highest. And the Most High shall give unto him the throne of his father David. And he shall reign over the house of Jacob forever. How long? Forever. How long? Forever. And of his kingdom there shall be no end. So now you understand what was spoken about in the book of Samuel. Go back to 2 Samuel chapter 7.
Okay, so you clearly heard said that it's going to give Hamashiac the house of David. So that's the house that Hamashiac built, the house of David. And that's the house that Israelites belong to, the house of David, okay? Or at least the Judites, but the southern kingdom would be referred to as the house of David since it's split. And the northern kingdom was loyal to Solomon, who was the wicked king who made 700 idols for 700 strange wives that he was commanded twice, and the father appeared to him in person and told him twice not to do so, and he blatantly disobeyed to his face. Yet you want to be loyal to Solomon. That's what the northern kingdom did, and the southern kingdom was loyal to David and the rightful heirs.
And read verse 12 again. 2 Samuel chapter 7 verse 12. And when thy days be fulfilled, and thou shalt sleep with thy fathers, I will set up thy seed after thee, which shall proceed out of thy bowels, and I will establish his kingdom. This is Solomon. Come on. He shall build.
He did it again. You see the whole video, he's going to continue to give you that hypnotic suggestion. Whatever he wants you to think, he's going to suggest it right on time, every time. Never fails. He never forgets to say, this is talking about Solomon, when we clearly read that it was talking about Hamashiac the entire time.
House for my name, which was Solomon, come on.
Which
and
was
I
Solomon.
will establish the throne of his kingdom forever.
Which is talking about Christ. We just read that in the book of.
See how he keeps changing it up? He keeps saying the same thing on cue, because that's how he was trained. His teacher, Arya, would say the same thing over and over and over again. And in this video, he also says that just because Arya went off, why would you abandon Arya's teaching? Because the same reason that when Samuel went off, Solomon went off. You know what I'm saying? If Solomon goes off, that means you should not follow in his footsteps and do the same thing. You understand? So his behavior was predestined to fall off in the first place because he disobeyed and had strange wives. So it's not up to you to choose that, oh, I'm going to have strange wives and I'm going to be stronger than Solomon and not make idols for my wives. That's just poor judgment, like this wizard has here, and all of One West.
Luke chapter 1, verse 32. So what is this showing you? What's the point of you pulling out 2 Samuel chapter 7, verse 12? When the Most High was speaking to David through the prophet Nathan concerning the coming of the Messiah, he was showing him the line that he was going to come through, the lineage that he was going to come through.
But he only talking about the Solomon lineage. He doesn't see Nathan sitting right there in his own diagram. Of course he doesn't, because they added this later. However, his mind should already know that David had more than one son, Solomon. Solomon was not David's only son. Nathan was not David's only son. Nathan and Solomon were not David's only sons. David had more sons than these two.
Now we read in the book of Luke that Christ said he had to fulfill how much was written about him? All of it. All of it. If Christ was born through a holy conception or a miracle birth or virgin birth, this didn't happen then. This didn't happen. If you say that Christ was born through a miracle birth, you're saying it didn't happen the way the prophet said it happened. And what do we read?
The prophet didn't say what you said. The prophet didn't say Solomon over and over again throughout this entire video here. The prophet said it one time to David. You understand that? He said it one time to David in a row, straight through, without interjecting over and over again and repeating himself over and over again. He didn't keep going back to 2 Samuel 7:12. He was speaking it out of his mouth, and he said it one time without saying Solomon ever in there one time.
In Deuteronomy chapter 18, verse 32, if the thing follow not, don't be afraid of that prophet. So that Nathan, we don't have to be afraid of anything that Nathan spoke about in the Old Testament. He wasn't really a man of law because he said something and it happened some other way. That's what men are saying. That's exactly what men are saying. Give me Isaiah 55, and I want verse 11. Isaiah 55, verse 11. It's a shame, man. Like I said, these are basic scriptures. Now, I know that there's a whole bunch of hooping and hollering and howling by a lot of people that say, oh, you didn't go into Luke, and you didn't go into... We're going to go into those.
Okay, see, there's the ridicule. So the wizardry is followed up by ridicule. This is a common tactic of all One West teachers. If you do not listen to them and follow them, they put themselves in the place of the prophet speaking at the time of whatever passage that they're reading at the time. They make themselves the prophet and say that they're the prophet that is speaking. You see, in the text. But the text did not say, read 2 Samuel 7:12 and 13 over and over again. The man went to David, spoke it one time without saying Solomon one time, And I explained that there are 3 temples: the temple that Solomon built, the temple that Zerubbabel rebuilt, and uh, the the house of David, the temple Hamashiac built, which is the complete, full, total understanding, and which understanding means doing the law. Okay, so all of that was given to the house of David, which is the descendants of Israel and obedient Israel. Okay, so you got, if you want to say 2/3, right? If you pull out your calculator right now and divide, uh, you want to say uh, divide 12 by 3, for example. 12 tribes by 3. You're going to come up with 4. Okay, so you got 4, 4, and 4 is 2/3. Okay, 4, 4, and 4 is 3/3. So 8, an equivalent of 8 out of 12 tribes is going to be done away with. Which ones are those? I could get into that, but I'm not going to right now. I just want you to hear that he interjects over and over again. That one part is Solomon. 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 Then he follows that up with ridicule to say that you're dumb and he's intelligent. So I just want you to be able to spot this whenever you're watching YouTube videos, because a lot of people don't have time to read a lot of the Bible, and they don't have teachers to help them understand certain things. So you just, grab some YouTube videos right fast while you're doing your work, and you listen and you listen and you listen and you hear that and say, oh, that makes sense. Oh, that makes sense. Oh, that makes sense. And then you come up with the exact same false doctrines that you get from these gentlemen here, or these Israelites here, who are, semi-Gentile, but they're not really Gentiles at all, because they try very hard to keep the law, and the law makes you an Israelite.
I'm not telling no scriptures, but how can you understand the birth of Christ if you don't understand what the prophet said would happen concerning the birth of Christ? You have to know what the prophet said would happen, and the line that Christ would come through. You have to know.
See, he's just making up stuff now. So I'm going to go on to what I was talking about here. You found out in First Kings 11 that Solomon lost the throne. Then you found out that he lost the throne through his son in 1 Kings 11, and his son is Coniah. And this is when it was fulfilled that he lost the throne. In Jeremiah 22 and 30, that Coniah will be a childless man. Okay, so then you go over here to the genealogy of Joseph. Just keep clicking the father. And then you run into Coniah right here. So this man is childless, and Joseph is his son. That would make Jesus also the son of Coniah, who the Most High called childless. You're not making any sense, sir, at all. So Coniah goes back to Solomon. I'm going to show you that real quickly. Just keep pressing the father. I mean, you can do this with the scripts too. This site, CompleteBibleGenealogy.com, is well documented. has verse line upon line, precept upon precept, all over the place. Okay, for each name that's in here. Rehoboam and Solomon, right here. That's Coniah's ancestor, and Jesus is Coniah's descendant, according to the wizards. Okay, so that would make Jesus on the throne of Solomon, which we just read. I'm going to read it again, that Solomon lost the throne. I want to make sure you hear this. But King Solomon loved many strange women, together with the daughter of Pharaoh, women of the Moabites, Ammonites, Edomites, Zidonians, and Hittites. See that? Of the nations concerning which the Lord said unto him, the children of Israel, ye shall not go into them, neither shall they come in unto you. For surely they will turn away your heart after their gods. Solomon clave unto these in love. And the Lord was angry with Solomon because his heart was turned from the Lord God of Israel, which had appeared unto him twice and had commanded him concerning this thing, that he should not go after other gods. But he kept not that which the Lord commanded. Wherefore the Lord said unto Solomon, for as much as this is done of thee, and thou hast not kept my covenant and my statutes, which I have commanded thee, I will surely rend the kingdom from thee, and will give it to your servant. Okay. And of course his servant was the Edomite. Okay, so that's who's running the kingdom now on earth. So the kingdom is going to return to the Israelites once the majority of us get on one accord. We create a government, appoint a leader. Hosea 1:11. Then shall the children of Judah and the children of Israel be gathered together, northern and southern kingdom, and appoint themselves one head. And appoint themselves one head. That's elections. And they shall come up out of the land, for great shall be the day of judgment. Israel means redemption or judgment. God's souls, a descendant of the Father. Okay, so what was sown in the land? Okay, so what a man reap, so shall he sow. Okay. Then shall the children of Judah and the children of Israel be gathered together and appoint themselves one head, and they shall come up out of the land, for great shall be the day of sowing, of God's sowing. Okay, so they come up out of the land, and we're sown into our ancestral homeland. Matter of fact, well, I can't show you that in Hosea, but we can talk about that some other time. I just wanted to show you what you can expect when you do nothing but YouTube studying. You have to read the Bible itself, and it's not very difficult to understand at all. You just have to just take the time to read it. You know what I'm saying? And just You can go through different video lessons if you want. You know, that helped me. I've watched thousands of videos. I've also spent tens of thousands of hours reading the Bible myself and cross-referencing it with history and dictionaries and Bible dictionaries and concordances and the Jewish encyclopedia, the biblical encyclopedias, and just countless cross-referencing and all these things. Uh, it clearly shows that uh, the wizard's concept of Jesus being the throne of Solomon is it's calling the Most High a bold-faced liar, because there will be no king to be successful on the throne of Solomon. So the throne had to go on to the prophet Nathan, and that's how he was born, through the line of Nathan. I hope that makes sense to you. It's not Z Divine, your old Yasharal, the crown prince of Israel. We play no game. I'm the keyboard warrior. I know what the Bible says to do, and I do it. I'll talk to you later.